Thank you for visiting my channel. I am Shekhar Ganagaluru. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do it now as it boosts my energy to come up with more and more videos. Oscar Wilde quoted that I don't want to be at the mercy of emotions. I want to use them, to enjoy them, and to dominate them. Hence, managing emotions in a right manner, that too during COVID-19, is highly essential and point of concern. Friends, as you are aware, the COVID-19 has affected almost all the corners of the life, much higher than impact on economy. Millions of people losing their jobs are having salary cuts. Many businesses vanished, industries are struggling. MSMEs are unable to manage their costs. Schools are not yet open. Teachers don't know what is next. Government is fighting to control pandemic. Normal human beings are eagerly waiting for a good days to come. Students don't know what is next for their future. Fear of losing and fear of getting infected is unknowingly in each of us. The cost of medical treatment is unimaginable. We are not in the position to believe our own people if they cough or having a fever. The relations becoming wider and wider. Like this, many issues are becoming common and active in the society due to COVID-19 at this stage. On these backgrounds, I thought it's relevant to discuss on the subject of emotional management during COVID-19. Friends, to discuss in detail on this subject, today I have with me Mr. B. Gururaja Rao, a writer, a corporate trainer, counselor, and a wellness coach. Mr. Rao is the CEO of Parimala Consultants and counselor at Sri Devaraj Medical College, Kolarr, and other medical colleges in Karnataka. He published several books and influenced thousands of people through his motivational speeches and training programs. His contributions to rural development are remarkable. He offers training programs for corporates, schools, colleges, public and private sectors. I welcome Mr. Rao for this session.
Good morning, sir. Pranams and good morning to all.
Okay. To start with, Mr. Rao, emotions, a great word. How do you define them? Why emotions to be managed?
Let me start this session with my sincere tribute and salute to COVID warriors, all the medical professionals, the nursing community, the BBMPs, the, the alternative medicines, the allied sciences, the police department, and I bow my head who have laid down their lives. May their souls rest in peace in heaven. With this important thought process, I felt courage isn't a matter of not being frightened, it's being afraid and doing what you have to do anyway. In this situation of COVID pandemic, no one expected this to come in. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. With this thought, we should always feel the hands that attempt to heal are far better than mouths that talk and lips that pray. With these words, what exactly is the concept of emotions and the emotional intelligence? It's not me alone. The Forbes, the McKinsey, the Fast Company, everyone has told the importance of emotional skills or emotional intelligence in man managing in day-to-day life. So what exactly is the emotions? When I look into a theoretical factor there, it is an instinctive or intuitive feeling as distinguished from reasoning or knowledge. In fact, in a generic way, we can say a strong feeling deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationship with others. As you rightly started with the keynote, that the circumstances of the individual, maybe in the organization, that's the industry, maybe in the school, maybe in the hospitals, wherever we are, maybe even the people staying back in home, it can be a homemaker, anyone. The circumstances or mood or the relationship with that particular time plays a very, very important role. Now, how do you balance that is one of the key factors. The concept of balancing the emotions, I can say the intelligent ones with balancing of emotions are the capacity for recognizing our own feeling and those of others, for motivating ourselves and for managing emotions well in ourselves and in our relationship. If we can balance that, we can really do an excellent job. So we have to cope up the situations at that juncture. So what exactly the coping comes here is, coping is used to describe how people respond to stressful events and manage the emotions caused by these events. Maybe during the COVID-19 or in related to the job, or it can be related to the papers, it can be related to the deaths. What can happen unnaturally? We never expected anything to happen. Even let me share with you, the breaking of deaths by the medical professionals to their relatives itself is a big challenge today. Morning it would be, they would have heard the patient would have been really fine. Maybe by afternoon, something it may be beyond the reach of the medical professionals could have happened. So the challenges faced at different levels are really, a stressful situation. So I always say, wherever I go ahead for my talks, I clearly say, please don't react to the situation, respond to the situation. Thereby, you can cope up to the best of the core.
Great, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving a brief about what is emotion. Sir, do you see any correlation between emotions, emotional management, and COVID-19?
Absolutely. In fact, this is a beautiful question. In fact, it's all interconnected. We have to plan in with the emotions, because we are born with the emotions. We are born with emotions. So emotions can be any way. It can be the expression of fear. It can be the expression of anger, the sadness, the joy, the disgust. It can be trust. It can be anticipation and expectation. It can be surprise. It can be the results of all these things are the fragile emotions and the emotional management due to the COVID-19 is, if we are not able to balance these emotions, the outcome or the emotional impact can be disastrous. It can be, the outcomes can be the fear, the loneliness, anxiety, depression, social isolation. Maybe the question is, isolation at one word can give you social stigma amongst the people. It can be anger, paranoia, economic hardship, surplus of negative news. Morning, if you open the news, you can get in hundreds of negative news sometimes. Do's and don'ts, which has a common thing, a very simple line I can say. Everyone has advice to share, but nobody can guarantee protection. That's a big turmoil here. Now, how do you manage those situations? Which is correct, which is wrong? Is a big questionable thought process. So is it, how does this corona comes? What methodology it comes? It's a big debatable question still now. What drugs to be used, what not to be used. There are every day you can get in hundreds of papers coming in, scientific papers coming in that regard. So it's still a research. It's still, is it through touch? Is it through, what exactly it is? Is it aerosols or through, you have hundreds of thought process there coming in. It's still a big research going on.
Great, sir. Sir, as you quoted here is a social distancing. So we all are aware that social distancing is a one better way to prevent COVID-19 infection. But in my view, the social distancing can make people feel isolated, lonely, and the same may result in increasing stress. What do you think about this, sir?
In fact, the medical simple terminology we use is as SMS.
SMS.
S stands SMS. So
Mm.
S stands with sanitization, M starts with masks, S starts with social distancing. See, the isolation, yes, as you rightly told, isolation plays a very, very important role. Social distancing can create psychological issues, no doubt at all. I'll share with you a beautiful case study which recently I have got in. One family, the name kept confidential. Let me share with you. The lady having two kids and her husband, she's having phobia with the corona. Suddenly, when she start hearing, she feels very very discomfort. She herself has led to isolation now.
Mm-hmm.
Leave aside someone holding on for social distancing. She herself has taken up that account. And the initial stage was that nobody will enter the room, or initially she did not go out at all for some time. After that, she told, "No, I will get isolated in the room itself." Then now she says, "No, no husband or children, I will come near at all." So finally, leading to some psychiatric disorder where the case was forced to be referred to a psychiatrist. So why do I say this is social distancing is a need of the hour. That doesn't mean that it has to be taken in a proactive way. Made them the understanding why this is required and benefits of social distancing to keep these particular the health, whatever the corona cases, to keep yourself separated from the positive ones is only the criteria to be taken. Nothing personal, nothing which the issues what it may be coming into the each one's mind.
Sir, you rightly addressed the side effects of this COVID-19 treatment or measures suggested by WHO. Due to COVID-19, the scale of negativity is very, very high, and the same is impacting on a physical and mental health of individuals as well as in the community. How to overcome this negativity to control the emotions, sir?
It's again a beautiful question. In fact, I believe it on the concept called competence framework. I have put this question into a concept called competence framework with four parameters here. The first one is self-awareness. As you rightly told by the WHO, the life skills management parameter one or the first point itself is self-awareness. I should know myself, where I stand with, how much is my resistance power. I am talking of physical, mental, all those concepts there. The diet and nutrition, how much I do take. The physical exercises, how much I take with. Do I really have any other issues pertaining to it, maybe with the cases of diabetic or psychosomatic diseases, if any. The second comes with the self-management. See, there is a beautiful saying in by Dasa Sahitya, Purandaradasa. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊರಕಿದರೆ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟರ ಆಸೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊರಕಿದರೆ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟರ ಆಸೆ, ಕಷ್ಟ ಬೇಡೆಂಬ ಆಸೆ, ಕಡು ಸುಖದ ಕಾಂಬಾಸೆ, ಈ ನಷ್ಟ ಜೀವನದ ಆಸೆ. ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ. The question is, how much do I manage within the limited resources God has given for everyone's need, not for his greed? If I really go ahead with Abraham Maslow's theory of hierarchical needs, link on to the self-actualization needs right from the basic needs to the top one. If I can manage myself within that, these issues will not be that great at all. Provided I should know where my limitations are, where my self-management plays here. The third one is most important is the social awareness. That's why all this social stigma, the distancing part, or all these questions, because the social awareness, in fact, We are in the developing country. Lot of issues are there. It can be right from the cultural or the spiritual, or it can be the illiteracy rate. So much of social awareness has to be upgraded. It can be in the case of what protocols should be done in case of death of a COVID employee, a COVID personality. Each one has their own way of handling it, but there are standard SOPs for it derived by the medical fraternities. In that case, what as see, we are emotionally bound upon. We have our way of, in case of death, what way I am supposed to do. There are certain spiritual and cultural way which we have been doing a number of years already. Now suddenly this, I should have the concept of understanding social awareness under this and try to follow it. The fourth important one, rightly, the question I am linking with the fourth competency framework is relationship management, which right from the keynote you have been thinking on. So I should know as a relationship management with the social understanding, and within the relationship, where do I stand? I'll give you a simple example, sir. Let's take an example. I have a father, aged around 86 years, and he is not ready to wear masks, or he is not ready to accept what I say. But the social expectation at this juncture is there. Now, as a member of the family, what am I supposed to do? It comes within the family members. Leave aside the outside part. It comes within the house. How should I manage? If he says, no, I want to go out. Or if we are living in the flats where suppose there is someone within that particular arena, someone suffering with COVID, and they have told people to keep yourself for 14 days or 7 days, whichever the statutory requirements are. But the aged person says, no, I would like to go out, or I am not ready to wear masks. Then what, as a member of the family, I am supposed to do? Is a big challenge. Many a time these sort of questions which you talk of, here comes the competence framework. I should know what competence methodology I should have to handle such issues. Many a time I say, before you please advise, in spite if they don't accept your advice, then you have to take care of yourself first. But you put on the mask and go and handle such cases. You take precautionary measures when you handle such cases with them. So there are limitations to a certain extent, but at the same time, I should be clear enough with my handling of issues at my juncture and take up those issues. That's what I would always suggest, sir.
You rightly addressed, sir. Now, due to this COVID-19, I see my daughter is 10 years old. My parents are 70. When I am restricting my daughters to meet my parents, I see a lot of emotional reactions from my parents. They say, why you are avoiding her? Okay, it's very, very difficult to explain to parents, that to age-old parents. Okay, it's really a big task for all of us now. So now, as you are aware, the virtual classes have been started to the children's, and the control of teachers and children is totally going down. It is impossible for them to control through online classes. But in turn, the pressure on the parents and especially on the mothers is gone very, very high, sir. Can you give some insights on this subject, sir?
Luckily, I have been in two art schools, handling the counselor's job with two schools. Now the instructional methodology has converted into built model, virtual instructional learning techniques. It was initially the instructional learning techniques. Now the virtual has come into picture. So in fact, you are seeing the part as a parent with the child. I would expect even the parents to understand the emotions of the teacher in understanding the new methodologies. No trainings have been given. Let us be honest, nothing has been given. Simply they have been, maybe a few art schools would have been done with this process. But many, I am telling, many. Recently we could get through the news that one girl expected a mobile which they were not able to give due to their financial instability. The girl suicided. This is another challenging thing for the. It's a very big challenging for the parents also to understand what exactly to handle with. In fact, I would request the parents, in case which classes on this should be there. That's again a debatable things. Whether it is from high school level 8, 9, 10, or it should be first or second standard. And please understand, let us understand today, the children are also more intelligent now.
Smarter.
As you rightly told, I will share one more beautiful case study here, sir. In fact, lucky I am being in this profession. I get hundreds of calls, hundreds of case studies coming in. There is a doctor who is a good friend of mine. Husband and wife are doctors. They go out. They have two children. One studying sixth standard, one studying first standard. Sixth standard, both almost on the same time the classes start. The first standard boy puts on, logs in, and go lives there and go and sit in front of the TV watching the Cartoon Network. He calls the sixth standard boy. That's what the father was telling Gururaj. It's a big question for me. We both are working and both have to leave. One day when I observed this was a big shocker for me. That younger boy used to call that elder boy, it seems, you come, you also join me. When the elder brother told, yeah, this is wrong, you should sit there, he told, no, I have already logged in. They will see whether I am present or not. When the teacher calls, I will run and come and give whatever the answer is. I know what the teacher will tell. I am good enough to give all those answers. You also come and join me. See, this is a big, challenges which the parents are facing. As you rightly told, the parents are facing, in fact, sometimes not that easy. No, added to this, I am telling you, when the parents sit along with the students, sometimes what happens, we at our stage, we start seeing and gauging the teachers who are teaching. That's another big problem which is coming on. So the teachers' grammatical mistakes are there, or what methodology they teach. I have seen it's pathetic on the part of the parents also start critically analyzing the teachers, the methodologies. All these issues are adding on. So this is a big question where we have to manage ourselves, and particularly with the kids. One more beautiful thing is we ourselves had told our children not to use mobiles a lot. No, we are all dependent on the mobiles, telling that you have to, because it is inevitable. It's inevitable. So adaptability also plays an important role, but over adaptability or misusing the technology, in fact, honestly, technology as a boon is a boon for us. Otherwise, we would have not spoken, you would have not taken me an interview online itself, or I would have not been able to tell. All these factors, technology is a boon, at the same time a bane also. Now, how do you use it? As a parent, I am telling you, we should be very, very focused on certain concepts, certain instructions. Let us be assertive, not aggressive with the children. Put it where the requirements are.
Sir, I really touched by the word you quoted, that we need to understand the emotions of the teachers. You are rightly said, sir. As long as we don't understand emotions of the other, we are unable to connect at all. So when we need to connect, we need to understand the opposite person's emotions. Sir, you rightly said these technologies bringing a different kind of the avenues for us, and these virtual sessions, one side for the educated people is really good. Educated parents, they are really setting the right platform for the children. But the other side, when the parents don't know what is internet, what is Zoom, what is GoToMeeting, the kind of the emotional issues they are having, it is unimaginable, sir. I meet lot of people in the weekend, the vegetable seller, the fruit seller, the flower seller. For them, internet means they never heard so far. Now, if they are sending their children for a school, if they tell that you please give them a internet login, attend the virtual sessions, I don't think it is really possible, and these virtual sessions are creating a big gap between educated and non-educated, and rich and poor. So, do you like to comment anything on this, sir?
Sir, I do speak with the parents coming from the very poor background. In fact, my housemaid was really feeling bad because her daughter did not had a cell phone.
Yeah.
This was because the classes are going on, but the child doesn't have a cell phone. In fact, I am not talking something great. We handed over the mobile phones. But in fact, let me share with you, sir. Today, children are far better than us. They are
Hmm.
really good in certain systems,
Aspects.
aspects. In fact, teachers have to upgrade a lot in front of the students. The apps, whatever they use with, see, let's be very clear. In fact, the teaching learning methodology in the schools was filled with emotions. They were there in the front. Lot of activities used to be there. It was the full 6 hours or 7 hours in the school used to be with different activities. It was not like that. Now 1 hour continuous talking on a particular subject for a teacher they have to prepare 4 hours. It's not easy. They have to convert teaching based content with context based teaching. So obviously when what you rightly told is when these children wherever they are, maybe we would have told their parents may be illiterate, but today's children are far better in understanding the context based teaching to the best of the core within their limitations. In fact, let me share you one more step ahead. Let us go ahead with anatomy teaching in the medical college, where they have to have a touch and feel, dissection of the bodies. Now, somewhere this is videographed, somewhere they should start feeling that they have understood the concept. Just think for a second, sir. How tough is it? And tomorrow, please let us remember they are all going to be forthcoming doctors. Tomorrow they will be treating us. There
All
will
the
be so
series.
many engineers. There will be so many engineers. Somewhere they have to. In the lab they have to undergo a chemistry lab test. Think for a second. An engineer sitting somewhere forthcoming, or a student of engineering stream sitting there. It's a big challenge. At the same time, uh, the parents. I always ask the students to go through the videos at regular intervals, upgrade. Parents, today's children are far better. I consider man management is really good. Far better. Yes, there are issues. There are issues. I fully agree with you. See, let us take now. There cashless transactions started, sir, in our country. Okay, maybe the Beam app or whatever the apps. Today, go to villages, sir. They are really good enough in certain things. They are
Hmm.
really good. So I am not telling 100% we have become developed or extraordinary. See, when things becomes inevitable, when things start, we start, and when it becomes inevitable, we start learning it. We start learning it. There may be there may be an individual who may not know how to read and write. They may not even know how to sign. But let us remember, if you are asking them which note is what, they will 100% tell. How is that possible then? Because that's needed. That's essential. So obviously these children too can understand the essentials as so with the parents. So leave aside, I will add one more example. I am a postgraduate, but if my son is studying 12th standard science, I may not know it at all. I am also like an illiterate there. So let me not
Rightly said.
compare those things. They are really good in certain things. I may be good in one particular subject, may not be good in subject, but children's, they are fast enough to upgrade
Grasp it.
better than that. Their IQ level is very good, sir.
Well presented, sir. I really appreciate this. Sir, now this is one sensitive question to you, sir. Now many organizations are moving from work from office to work from home. Earlier, people used to come to office, stay at office for 12 hours and go back. Spending time with a partner used to be very less. But now, as work from home started, it is influencing very high negatively on family life and relationship management between the partners. Any views on this, sir?
Sir, I see this in two contexts, sir. One in a positive way, one, yes, there are certain issues. I do agree. Positive way, see, people have started understanding the better off the children better way, much better than the before. They are able to spend more time. They eat together. Okay, that's one big thing. A family which stays together, when they eat together, will stay together. That's what I always feel. At least now they are together, sharing the emotions, whatever the best is possible with their children. A bit of time, work at home. Many parents are able to. It has come as a boon now. In fact, children study at home. Parents work at home. Sometimes, at least the father or the mother is able to watch the children, what exactly they do. So, all these factors I have seen. I have recently got a call from one lady. In fact, there was the old counseling case. She is told, in fact, my family, this COVID-19 has become a boon. I told, how is it, ma'am? We used to always fight initially. Now I have started accepting it. I have started accepting it. I have started taking things as it is and understanding. She too has understood me, my behavioral patterns and my personality traits. I do not know what has happened, sir. It has converted into a boon. We stay together. We are happy now. That was one segment of the family. At the other segment of the family, I have heard there is one gentleman somewhere in Bangalore where the wife is fed up now. She says every small thing he starts criticizing her. If he could have been in the office, at least I would have been for 8 to 10 hours. Peaceful life. This is what she was telling. So these are the challenges which will be there at least for another 3 to 4 months. That we have to accept it now. It's a challenge. We have to accept it. And with the acceptance of this, that's what I told about the competency framework, the 4 competency framework, the relationship management or the social awareness here plays a very important role. And we have to understand each other. Once we have to stay together, we have to understand here together, understand the children's requirements, have time. This is I expect for every family member, this is the best opportunity gifted by God. Take it. This is the best. Many a time I used to say, people used to tell, I was there when Mahatma Buddha was there. I was there when Basavana was there. I was there when Ambedkar ji was there. I was there when Abdul Kalam ji was there. At least we will be hitting our heart and saying, we were there when Corona was there. No one else there.
Optimistic views. Be positive.
Be positive and see the family together and enjoy with that.
Exact, sir. Great, sir. Sir, this question is I personally like to ask you. You are working with many medical colleges. Can you give some insights about the pressure the medical and paramedical staff undergoing while treating COVID-19 cases, sir?
it's a very big concept. The challenges are very much, and they are all challenges related to the emotions only. Challenging guidelines, the first and the paramount. Every day a new SOP comes in. So first it could have been 14 days, now suddenly 7 days. What next? So there are hundreds of SOPs changing in. And I sincerely bow my head to all the medical doctors, the physiotherapists, the nursing staff who are wearing PPEs. It's really tough, sir. It is really tough. It is stuffy, fogging, poor in vision, ventilation problems. All such issues do come up continuously around 6 to 8 hours. Working and expensive inflammatory markers are there. They are also very, very tough. And the behavior, the density of, let's think the density of the population and density of the doctors there working. Hell amount, uncomparable. And illiteracy, stigma, fear of quarantine, changing guidelines and interferences. I underline that interferences will be there. How do you manage for them is very, very tough. Let's understand, recently I got a call from a postgraduate. She's having around 1 year child. She has been put for COVID duty. The COVID duty in that particular respective hospital is 4 working days continuously there. They will be taking their tests, related test. In case of positive, they have to stay back there. In case of negative, they will send back home. This is the SOP by that respective hospital. That doctor called me, Gururaj sir, I am having 1 year child. My husband is also doctor. No in-laws are near to me or my parents are near to me. I have never left my child till now. 4 consecutive days staying there. Don't you think will there be a risk for me to go and take care of my child again back? Now, this is a big challenge again. A big challenge. And as we rightly say, our parents are aged and their precautionary measures, they too have their aged parents. They too have small kids. They too have a lot of parents suffering with so many psychosomatic disorders. It's a big challenge for them. Non-compliance by patients. Say if they say, I will not wear mask, they start roaming here and there in the hospitals. You cannot tie their hands and tell sleep here only. It's not that easy. Not that easy. Aggressive attendance sometimes. Rumors and negative propaganda which can come on. Risk to the limited resources and massive numbers which can come on. Not that easy. And let us see the fatigue. Let's take limited 5 people on that particular ward, or 6 people on that ward. Doctors or top nurses. Don't they get fatigued for continuously working? It's not that easy, sir. Not that easy. And with maybe every hospital will they have their limited infrastructures. We have to understand this has come suddenly. You can't invest 1 crore or 2 crores with limited hospital, maybe 50-bedded hospital. It's not that easy. Not that easy to manage. Ventilators related issues can be there. And restricted, in case of emergencies, what next to be done is, if they don't have the resources, what next to be done. It's all a big challenge for in case operation, in case of surgeons. If operation done, post-operation they came to know that the patient is positive. Then what? So now, in case if prior to the operation, if the COVID-19 is done and it comes negative, the rise of money will go on, the billing charges will go on. Again, the patient may start telling why this was done. So there are hundreds of issues which can flare up with the issues. And in addition to that, maybe the dental doctors, the ophthalmologists, they have to go absolutely near to face and do the checking part. Number of patients will go down, fees has to go manage. in addition to that, inadequate insurances, the cost part comes into a big picture.
Yeah.
I can, the most important thing is breaking the bad news. And that requires a lot of, a big challenge there. Nutrition related issues, family support, financial support, the psychological support, the psychiatric counseling is required. In case of inadequate health facilities, then what? Because as you rightly told, many examples from the rural sector, there may not be that effective medical availabilities, infrastructures. There's a big challenge there. All I can go on and on and on, sir. That's why when I started my session, I bowed my head to all great health professionals. In fact, when I really speak to them, they have tears in their eyes. They still says, "Sir, why do I do is I have been taken the Hippocratic oath, sir. I am there for those patients, sir. Yes, there are black sheeps will be there. Let me not see those black sheeps. Let me not see the black sheep. Let me see, if we go and count n number of doctors who have shed their lives in our life, sir. In fact, yes, sir, please.
Yeah.
I will put on Dr. Boregowda, Govindegowda of Mysore, Dr. Prakash, Dr. Salim from Ballari. I can go on, Dr. Sunil Kumar from Chitradurga. There are number of doctors, sir. I bow my sincere gratitude on behalf of all the family members for the entire doctor community who have shed their lives, sir.
So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, now as you being an expert, do you have any suggestions to manage emotions, considering the present situations in the society?
Sorry, sir. One thing I may not agree. I am not an expert. I am only a simple lay counselor. And
It's your
open
great
for
test, sir.
learning,
It's your
open
great
for
test.
learning every day, open for learning every day.
Yeah.
My suggestions are there. I consider as 5 important suggestions here. The first suggestion I would put on is accept. Acceptance play a key role, sir. Start with accepting the uncertainty or stressor and then have a plan how to deal with it. One day at a time. I always say higher the emotions or lower the emotions, man managing or decision making becomes very tough, sir. You should know, you should balance the emotion at all level. So for that, acceptance play a very, very important role. When you know you are facing a situation, when no one knows what will happen in future, that's another big thing, sir. Then it is essential to slow down sometimes. We have to slow down and be aware of the present and think of the near future goals. Near future goals, I underline near future goals. Let us not go to the longer or macro goals now at present. The second important thing is bring mindfulness to your daily activities. Focus on the task on hand. Suppose particular supply chain management for this particular, let me be concentrate only on that, or particularly on one process management on that particular industry, understand that. So step by step, and be mindful to your daily activities. When you are physically and mentally available there, then you develop resilience, sir. That plays a very, very important role there. The third most important thing, what it touches my heart during this time is practice gratitude, sir. This is one of the most important things. Spend every morning practicing gratitude and appreciating what you have and get every day. It can be simple things like getting food, sir, having people and around you who is there at that time to help you there. Under panic and stress, one tend to focus more on negative. It happens, sir. So you can see lots of negative coming up. So while analyzing, try to look at the positives first. I always love to be that. And I believe practicing gratitude adds on to this. And the fourth important thing is practice mindful breathing. doing so for 5 to 10 minutes can help calm you down. And the last most important thing is be more helpful. Be more helpful. Even supporting parents in need at home during lockdown can help develop a sense of purpose and boost health. It's not around the parents. It can be your better half. It can be your children. It can be anyone in the family members. Be more helpful. Be empathetic there. Understand their situations. I think with this concept, learning to know, learning to be, learning to do, and learning to live together plays a very, very important role in the concepts. And at the end, I have a beautiful saying, Sarfaroshi ki tamanna ab hamare dil mein hai. This was the long time what we could have had. देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए कोविड में कितने हैं. This is what I feel is take up the challenge, see what best we can do, and with this I should be thankful to you, sir. Thankful for the entire medical fraternity, the allied sciences, and all the people who have done a commendable job, the government nodal agencies, all the agencies. It can be, sir, and at the last I pray all the people that please, you should know how to dispose the masks what you are having. Don't just throw here and there. Put it in a proper way, and minimum what, don't spit at roadsides, and keep yourself neat and clean. With this, I should be thankful to you, thankful for the entire community, because without them, we are not there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rao sir, for giving a 1 hour time and joining with me and sharing your views, thoughts, insights, and motivational words. I hope these inputs are really, really going to be useful for my viewers. I thank on behalf of all my viewers, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
friends, I have provided Mr. Rao's contact details in the end of this video, and you can contact him for any kind of the training programs and consultation. So, thank you for watching. Be great. Thank you.